What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. Good evening to everybody out there. Welcome back to BSM Sports Live, brought to you by Blue Clouds Media. And also, we like it to streaming up to two platforms at the same time, X and YouTube. So you can find us across all these two platforms. Absolutely. What is going on with everyone out there? Welcome back to the channel one more time. And we have a massive news to talk about today. And like I said, it's been very, very interesting. It's been very, very interesting. And then we have, like I said, with massive news today. After we thought we could relax from winning 3-1 against Cardiff, and how good it was for Alejandro Garnacho. Our performance against Cardiff was very, very incredible performance. Brilliant performance from the youngster Alejandro Garnacho against Cardiff. And how good was he? We're going to look into that also. But David Ornstein has dropped a bombshell. Reports are coming in from Manchester that Manchester City is looking at Enzo Maresca as a top candidate to replace Pep Guardiola if he leaves next summer. We need to talk about this immediately, and that's going to be part of today's stream. Plus, a huge news regarding the stadium development. The Earls Court Development plan has been approved, but does that shut the door for Chelsea, or is there still hope for Todd Boehly and JC Cannon? Yes, these two men have a lot of a massive decision to make in an upcoming year, 2026. And then also finally we'll look at the Carabao Cup Final Draw. Is there as it is will be coming soon. We'll be looking at Chelsea. Who Chelsea faces? Are they going to face Arsenal or Crystal Palace? Who do we want? Who do Chelsea fans want to face? Is it going to be easy to play Arsenal or Crystal Palace? Join the live chat right now. Drop your like in the comment section below. And then, like I always say, your comment, your engagement, always very, very important to us. Like the stream. Are you worried about City stealing your manager? Let's predict the opening that we meet in the Carabao Cup, and also let's dive into the news as they come up. So there's a lot for us to digest in today's stream. My name is Nizion, alongside Stephen G, and also Joseph joining us in today's stream. So stick with us, Nizion, Stephen G, and Joseph. We'll be right back in just a second. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to your wonderful stream, BSM Sports. As I said from the beginning, we'll be talking about David Ornstein report, also on the report on Enzo Maresca to City links, and also Earls Court Development approved. What does it mean for Chelsea FC? And Todd Boehly and clearly future of ownership and the stadium. Carabao Cup final draw will be around the corner. Chelsea waiting to play either Arsenal or Crystal Palace. These 7 things we'll be talking about on the show today. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of today's show, let me welcome our wonderful panelists, Stephen G and Yusuf. Big up to you guys, and welcome back to the show again.
Thank you very much.
Doing very, very well. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening and joining us here. Applause to my wonderful panelists. Yusuf is down there, and we have Stephen up there as usual. You guys see him each and every day on the stream. Where do we really start from? Any comments before I jump into it? And there's no comments yet. So yeah, whilst there's no comment, we will start from one specific, I'll say one specific content or rumors or rumor. We'll go to the rumor list. Rumor list. David Ornstein has reported that Enzo Maresca, the man himself, Chelsea fan, I don't know how Chelsea fans are worried about that he will be the man to replace Pep Guardiola if he leaves at the end of the season. Stephen and Yusuf. Stephen, you've heard this news. What's your take on it?
So, first things first, before anyone says it, I don't think it's PR because Ornstein's involved. I think there's a genuine interest from Man City. We know he was obviously there before, working as a manager of like their development team. So I think there's a genuine interest there. He was obviously Pep's assistant as well. So I think there's a genuine interest there. One thing I do want to say before I get even further into my thoughts on it is, but I thought he's a championship manager. Why do Man City want to replace Guardiola with a championship manager? But anyway, that's besides the point. We can come back to that. I think what's happening is I think there's genuine interest, and I think Maresca's going to use it to his advantage. Because I think Maresca will go, look, if you don't back me and get me the positions that I need, yeah, then look, Man City are after me. I can go there, and then I can win stuff there as well, like I've won for you, but I can do it with different players there. I could do it with more experienced players. I've done it with inexperienced players here. I don't need you to get me experience, but I do need you to get me the positions that I require. And there was another article that came out, and I think I sent it to you. This was a couple of days ago now, and I think it was along the lines of, I think it was an article anyway, it was along the lines to do with the sporting directors aren't looking to buy in January unless there's injuries. Yeah? Okay, let's lay something out on the table, right? Right now, you've got Asugo who's injured. He's meant to be coming back soon, apparently. Yeah? You've got Lavia who's consistently injured. So then you're left with Santos, Enzo Fernandez, and Moises Caicedo. Now, from what we keep being told and have been told, Caicedo and Enzo are carrying stuff since the summer. Also, they're consistently playing games, so they're tired. Yeah. Hence, one of the reasons why Reece James has to play in midfield. Now, if you're not going to get players because unless you get injuries there, well, I'm sorry, we're down to 3 midfielders because 2 of them are unavailable. One might be back soon. Who knows when Larby is back? We still don't have an update on that one, and it's been a couple months now. So who knows what's happening there? But the point is, they're not going to get anything unless there's injuries. Well, our midfield is kind of in crisis right now. But at the same time, Reece James has been bossing it in midfield as well. The only issue is, obviously, he can't play every game. But it's just, how can I put this? It's negligence from the sporting directors, so to speak, because you hear this stuff, opportunity, stuff like this, yeah? Okay, you want an opportunity. Yes, he's old now, but he's still playing at the top level. Go get Thiago Silva for 6 months till the World Cup in the summer for a centre-back. Can't do any worse. He don't need to play every game. John Terry even said, he said, look, it could be like me under Conte, where I wasn't playing every game, but I was there. I was a presence in the dressing room and stuff like that. So you're there, and if it's in hard moments, you can rally the players. You can continue to help Reece like you did when you were here before and Reece was becoming captain. You could help him develop again. As well as obviously Fofana, so long as he stays fit and stuff like that, you could help Fofana and Colwell when he's back and help to nurture and develop those for the time that you're here. Because that would be massive for them, having someone who's a legend of the game and obviously been at Chelsea before for a few seasons. That would be massive for them, having someone like that. Also means that he could be back at London with his family. Obviously, his kids are at Cobham. One of them has just signed his first pro contract in the last few weeks. So I'd go get Silva. That sorts out part of the centre-back issue. Yeah.
You're going too far. Let's narrow it down.
No, but my point is to do with, I think he's pressuring them to back him, right? So get a centre-back because he's been crying out for a centre-back since the summer. Thiago Silva's on a free. You don't have to pay any money. There's your problem solved for 6 months till Sara and Anselmino come back. That was showing back in. Maybe get a midfielder on loan. Problem solved. You've then got players in positions of need due to injuries or like inconsistent performance. So that'll show you're backing him, and then maybe he'll want to stay. Maybe he'll feel confident that you're backing him then. But it comes back to sporting directors as well, because Maresca's earned the opportunity to be backed by them. Yeah? And I'm not saying go get 10 experienced players, 5 experienced players, even 3 experienced players. If you just bring in, say, an experienced player at centre-back, like I said, like Thiago Silva, but if you've done an experienced centre-back in the summer, for example, or an experienced midfielder or something, just to help the spine of your team, yeah, we might not be in this situation right now. But he was crying out for a centre-back, didn't get one. They got Mamadou Sarr, and then they loaned him out back to Strasbourg. Like, what are we doing? Like, but no, that was all I wanted to say is, like, they need to back him, because otherwise you're back to square one and you go, oh, we want him here for the long term and this and that. And despite the sporting directors, in spite of the sporting directors, this man's gone and won us the Club World Cup. He rotated for the Conference League and still won it, as Chelsea should have won it in the first place. Yeah. So in spite of everything from the sporting directors, he's gone out and done what he needed to do. He got top 4 to get Champions League football, which was a minimum requirement. Yeah. He won the Conference League, which was a minimum requirement. And then he won the Club World Cup, which is a bonus, because when you look at the teams in that, people wouldn't have expected us to win that, and we dismantled PSG in the final. You just need to give this guy backing and a bit of time to develop a little bit more. You can see at times, look at Arsenal with 10 men, look at PSG, look at the Liverpool games that we've played, yeah? That's when you see the best at Enzo Maresca, right? I think we can agree on that. If we can get that consistently against lower level opposition, he could literally go on to be an elite manager, win us things for however long he's here, right? But if you let him go City, then we're making a big mistake.
Thank you very much, Stephen. That's Stephen section on that. And I'm going to go to Yusuf here soon. I know David Ornstein doesn't miss. So big up to you, Daniel Knight. Big up to you, Daniel. I hope you're keeping very well. I'll come to your comment here in a second. David Ornstein doesn't really miss. So my question is City showing City showing interest? But honestly, it's not disrespectful from City showing if it is real, because like I said, David Ornstein doesn't miss on things like that. And Enzo Maresca, like I said, also a project manager, managing young players. If City are showing that interest and people, Ornstein is reporting this, isn't that disrespect from Manchester City side to Chelsea Football Club, 2-time Champions League winners? Yusuf, what do you make of this report from Ornstein?
I would like to say, pleasure having me back on here. It's been a while. Yeah, I think that when this came out, I was a bit shocked, but at the same time, I wasn't. Like, when Maresca came out with those comments after the Everton game, I just had a feeling that I knew that a club would be would look at that and say, "Oh, okay, he's not happy with his situation at his club, with the owners there." And obviously, Man City have taken that opportunity to show some interest. And well, Man City, we all know that he was there, but before us, before Leicester, obviously. He was obviously Pep's assistant there, like Steven said. Like, so I think that I am concerned, I'll be honest, because if we do let Maresca go to City, then I only see one, like, how do I say it, one situation happening with us, and that's the exact same situation where we sacked Tuchel, Graham Potter, and Pochettino. And obviously Maresca will leave. So he'll be one of the first ones. Well, actually, Pochettino, he left by mutual consent. So we don't really have the details of whether he was sacked or Pochettino wanted to leave. But Maresca will be the one where we know, okay, he's like, I've had enough. I want to leave. He'll be the first one where he wasn't properly sacked by the ownership because he wanted to leave because of the sporting director's conduct and also the owner's conduct as well. So, yeah. And if Maresca was to leave, I only see one person coming in to replace him. Liam Rosenior from Strasbourg. I'll be honest, that's the only one I see replacing him. There's no one else which I see replacing him.
I don't think he's ready. I don't think.
I think
me
needs a season or two, but I think that's who it'll be.
Me neither. I don't think he's ready either. But
well, thank you very much, Yusuf. That's Yusuf. Oh, go ahead. You still have something to say, right, Yusuf?
No. I was literally just about to finish. Like I was literally agreeing with you, saying that I don't think he's ready, but I think that that's who the directors are going to pick. But I still stand by, if Maresca leaves, the directors have to go with him. That I still stand by that.
Thank you very much for that's Yusuf. Giving us his opinion on this news, guys. If you're wondering why we're talking about this, it has been reported, but I credited my tops. If you talk about one of the my top sources, David Ornstein lies on top of it, and he doesn't mess around when he tweets. He doesn't hit. He doesn't miss. He always hit. And I'll say you guys can put yourself in Enzo Maresca's shoes just for a second. You've got Chelsea's project finally working. We've seen Enzo Maresca's footprint, his style of football, young players like Alejandro Garnacho firing. Then Pep Guardiola leaves. All of a sudden, a perfect machine at City calls you to come in 2026 season. And then Chelsea job also big enough to make you say yes or no. Ryan, Mr. Ryan is joining us. Ryan is a Liverpool fan. So, like I said, I've talked to two Chelsea fans. They give their opinion on the situation. I'm going to speak to Ryan, who is a Liverpool fan, to hear his aspect of it. Then we can move on from there. Big up to you, Daniel Knight, for your comment. He says a big up to everyone here in the studio. And Daniel says sporting directors need to go. They should not be trusted for next transfer window. Winstanley and Stewart out. That's what he said. And big up to my friend here. And if Enzo is sacked, we're done. We are done, according to
that's a new name, isn't it?
Yeah, Active Man is a new name. Yeah, big up to you, Active Man. Big up to you, Active. I hope you are doing very well. First time seeing you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And
comment and subscribe.
Very, very important.
And bell notification.
And then hit the bell notification icon.
Smash that like button.
Absolutely. Okay. Daniel Knight said, I don't trust the sporting directors to pick next manager. We will hear from Mr. Ryan. I'm gonna ask Ryan's opinion. I want Ryan to put himself in Enzo Maresca's shoes. Is it a possible job for him to move? Will he take that job, or he think that the Chelsea job is way bigger and two-time Champions League winner compared to one-time Champions League winner? And look out, put all the things together. Which one will he pick? Will he move away from Chelsea, a project that he's already started and things are working very well for him? Mr. Ryan, welcome back to the show. It's been a while since we heard from you. How is the family and how are you doing yourself?
Thank you, Nee, for having me. Family are great. I've been traveling, as you know, in the Middle East, and I've always, been following the channel, the content. So big up to you, big up to Stephen. And I just wanted to join in just briefly, express my views on this. This is probably the most difficult job in world football, replacing Pep Guardiola at Man City. Maresca, he was under 23 coach at Man City. He was the assistant to Pep Guardiola in the Manchester City treble-winning season. He has deep ties to Manchester City. He understands the philosophy. There's no surprise that from the club's perspective, the internal hierarchy at Man City, he's viewed as a natural protege, a natural successor. So I can understand the links. I'm surprised they've come out now. It just feels like it's out of nowhere, but it's obviously linked to the fact that there are now strong rumors that Guardiola this might be his last season, even though he's contracted until 2027. So I can understand, if in Maresca's shoes, why he might want to make this transition, but for him to stay at Chelsea, he needs to believe in the project. This is not 1-2 years and Chelsea are going to be Premier League champions. He needs to be fully invested and rooted in this project and help Chelsea grow and bring the glory and success. And one thing's for sure, Chelsea will not let him go easily. They're going to demand a lot of money because he's on a long contract, Maresca.
5 years contract. It's almost done with 2 years. We've got 3 more years to go.
Mm-hmm. But let's just say hypothetically, if Maresca leaves, one name I'm already seeing, circulating is the Bournemouth manager, the young Spanish one, Iraola.
I don't know Iraola.
I like him. I think he's a good manager. I think he's someone he's got the right philosophy. He's tactically quite astute. I think a project like Chelsea, he would be a good fit.
But if I should ask you as a Liverpool fan, what would entice Enzo Maresca? Why would you think Enzo Maresca would leave the football club? Do you think if his demands are not met, as we've heard some rumors as you said, the 48 hours has been his worst in the previous interview, has been his worst time at Chelsea, and for that matter, managers or the owners haven't backed him. We know he did not mention names, but we always say who the cap fit, let him wear it. We all know who the cap fits. So would you say that would be the reason why he walk away?
Yeah, that would definitely be one of the factors. If he's not happy with the hierarchy, if he doesn't feel he's getting the backing of the club. Chelsea are having a good season. Semi-finals, Carabao Cup. They're in the top 4 in the Premier League, progressing in the other competitions as well. So, it's difficult to know what his mindset is right now. But based on these comments, I feel that he is leaving the door open. If Man City want him, they need to come and get him.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ryan. That's the voice of a Liverpool fan giving us his opinion on the latest rumors coming from David Ornstein of the Athletic. Let's go to Mr. Yusuf. Yusuf, what will really push Enzo Maresca to leave Chelsea?
I think it will be mainly from the people above him, the sporting directors. If he's not happy with how the boardroom is being conducted, and if he's not being backed with the transfers that he wants, which is clear that it was clear that he wanted a centre back. It was clear. So That's for me strike number one. Strike number two is those comments that he said after the Everton game. Strike number three is coming. Don't you worry. It is coming because he doesn't come out and speak like that for no reason. He doesn't do that for no reason. He's not the type to do that. You remember when Poch started speaking a bit differently near the end of his Chelsea managerial stint, which is basically the last few games of the season.
Yeah.
He was talking how he should be. But then we all know what happened after that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Maresca is gone at the end of the season. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised because these owners, we know what they're like, and we know what they're going to do. They're just going to leave the sporting directors to find a new manager, and they're not going to get rid of the sporting directors. Like I've been saying, that if Maresca goes, they need to go as well.
This
So,
what?
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Well, this is what Chelsea fans have to know. Reports that have also come in that Chelsea is a football club that is not led or driven by a manager, but it's being led or driven by sporting directors. It will be very difficult for them to get rid of the sporting director when the manager stays on. So if the manager is not okay or happy, or there's a problem with him and the sporting director, definitely the manager who leaves. But if it's between the player and the manager, you should also know who leaves the football club will be the manager. But I hope that this shouldn't be the case. But Steven, over to you. What will really push Enzo Maresca? You've given me so many options of what will really push him away. But don't you think it's also disrespect from Manchester City trying to show interest in a young manager who is just 2 years in this project?
Is it disrespectful? Potentially. I mean, I've not really read the whole thing. I know there's obviously the interest and there's other names in there. But for me, the other thing is, I just want to quickly touch on this before I get into that. But I thought he was a championship manager and a yes man. So why is he speaking out like this if he's a yes man?
That's
Yeah.
what people think is.
What's funny is everyone that called him a yes man is going, oh yes, my gaffer Enzo, yes, my gaffer. Yeah, I thought you said he's a yes man. What happened to that? But no, I think, like I said, it come down to a lack of backing. He'll go if he doesn't get backing because he knows if he goes to City, he's got to get the backing. And bro, if you give Maresca the backing, if he's doing what he's doing in spite of the sporting directors not getting him centre backs and stuff like that, as it is, imagine what he can do with some serious backing. He's doing this with an inexperienced team as well. So if he gets experienced elite players, he could potentially go on and win Premier League titles, maybe even further than that. That's a scary thought. If you're Chelsea, as in you're the sporting directors or ownership group, you need to fix this and you need to fix it now. Because if City are showing interest here, they see something in him. I think a lot of the fan base sort of see it in Maresca is just one of the main issues is the inconsistencies with some of the performances, and obviously naturally that's going to happen, and over time you can smooth that out, become a bit more consistent and stuff like that. That's, put it this way, anything that people deem a flaw with Enzo Maresca is something that over time, if you give him time, more experience, will get worked out. Are there issues with tactics at times? Yeah, sure. Are there issues with subs at times? Yeah, sure. But part of that's also down to the squad building from the sporting directors who he doesn't feel like have backed him in the first place, right?
Right.
So it all comes back to the same thing, right? Comes back to the sporting directors and doing a terrible job because, bro, let's put it bluntly, yeah? Like I said, there's that article about, unless there's like serious injuries, stuff like that, they won't get him what he needs. Colwell was injured before the season started, got Mamadou Sarr and sent him on loan to Strasbourg. We now have 3 midfielders available because 2 of them are injured and we're having to play Reece James in midfield. Okay, Reece James has looked great. That's all well and good, but he can't play every game, right? So you need another midfielder. So there's that factor as well, right? And also, I say Enzo, but Enzo's playing as a 10 sometimes. He was playing that a lot of the time when Palmer wasn't available. So then you're down to just Santos and Caicedo and Reece James there, really. But, yeah, I think it's a messy situation that Chelsea need to find some sort of solution to. I also do think part of it is we went on a bad run for 4 games, and then he probably felt the questions were harsh. We've heard that some of it is he's getting questions about rotation, but we've also had people saying, well, the board and sporting directors want him to rotate. So you can't want him to rotate, and then when he rotates and we don't get the results, you can't complain. Ironically enough, we've done a full 11 change, as we spoke about on the preview show midweek and on our watch-along, of course, yeah? Funny how everyone that's complaining about rotation didn't say anything about it at that time, but they said it about Atalanta. Funny that. It's almost like what Maresca was saying when it came to the experience factor of, well, who was our most experienced player on the pitch against Leeds, right? People care about it when it doesn't go your way. When it goes your way, the fan base and the media and all that care about it, right? So we talk about managers, players not being consistent and stuff like that, yeah? But the fan base aren't consistent either, because you can complain about anything you want. Sure, that's your right. You're entitled to complain about things, yeah? But you can't have it both ways. You can't go, oh, yeah, it's great that he rotates because we won. And then next week, for example, we rotate and we lose and go, oh, he's a fraud. He shouldn't rotate this much. Like, he can't win. He rotates, we win. Good. Rotates, we lose. Bad. It's like, you have to understand, especially with our injury histories, Lavia, okay, he's not available at the moment. Reece James, Wesley Fofana, Delap at the moment. Like, all these players, yeah, if they were fit, would be key starting players week in, week out, but they need to be managed at the moment. And that's what people seem to forget. Caicedo playing near enough every game. Well, actually, I think he played every game except from, obviously, when he's been suspended. So, again, he's going to get tired. But the last thing I want to point out on the whole backing thing, yeah? And sorry, I took longer than I actually planned. But on the backing thing, yeah? And the whole, oh, if they got injuries, this, that, and the other, yeah? Oh, don't worry, lads, because they won't get anyone even though we got injuries in midfield and stuff like that, yeah? But they'll soon find a way to go, oh, it's on Maresca. It's all Maresca's fault. Well, you're the ones buying the players and stuff like that and doing the transfer business. If you got him an extra midfielder, oh, look, all of a sudden, we have enough midfielders available. All of a sudden, Enzo and Caicedo don't have to play every game, including Carabao Cup games, and get run into the ground. Amazing how that picture changes with just one signing.
Thank you very much, Stephen G. Guys, thank you very much. Everyone watching this live across all 2 platforms. And we're streaming on the vertical form for the YouTube short. And also we're streaming on horizontal form also on YouTube at the same time. And also X is having our feed also. So thank you, each and every one of you watching this live across this network. Really appreciate it. But I have one more question. I'm gonna ask regards to the rumors on Enzo Maresca interest to move to Manchester City. We will look into that before we move. But we just 60 seconds on it. Big up to Daniel. Daniel Knight said squad depth is not good enough, which I do agree with him 100%. I make a video. Unfortunately for me, guys, I have a video that is trending right now. I don't know what I did. I don't know where I slept last night, but that video is doing very, very well. It's, I don't know, it's almost close to like 2K. And a lot of subscribers are coming from that video. It is, you guys can check it out if you get a chance. But anyway, I was going to ask, and I'm going to start. Last questions directly
Just
go
quickly,
to.
only check it out after the stream.
Okay, no problem. I'll go to Mr. Ryan, then 60 seconds on it, and we go to Mr. Yusuf, 60 seconds on it, then Mr. Steven. Then we move on to the stadium saga. I'm gonna ask this off on top of my head. I'm asking it. If Enzo Maresca leaves next summer, does it reset everything that Chelsea have built over the last 2 years? Do we spiral back into chaos, or is the structure strong enough now to survive or survive losing Enzo Maresca? Mr. Ryan, where do you stand on this question?
Yeah, I think that then depends on who you bring in to replace Maresca. I think like a safe option might be an Oliver Glasner from Palace, just because he's experienced and defensively disciplined. In Areola from Bournemouth, that'd be more of a risk because he's younger, unproven at the top level, but plays a more attacking, high press style of football. There's even rumours that there are ex-Chelsea players, right, being linked as well, given they can help preserve the Chelsea DNA and would be popular with the fans if an ex-Chelsea player was hired. I think you need to pick the right manager so you don't need to reset. It needs to be a manager who can continue what Maresca has done and likes the squad and can enrich and help Chelsea evolve and strengthen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ryan. That's Mr. Ryan on it. Yusuf, what's your take on it? The same question. If you want me to repeat it, I can repeat it for you.
Yeah, could you repeat it, please?
Yeah, I was asking if Enzo Maresca leave, all that Chelsea have built, what we've done so far, is it going to set us back, or do you think that we are in a very, very good position to continue what we've already built and then let Enzo Maresca leave?
Like Ryan said, I think it depends who we bring in to replace him, but we definitely move backwards. That's for sure. We definitely move backwards because I'd say, like, he's obviously won us 2 trophies, won us the Club World Cup and the Conference League. You could say probably none of the managers that we get in, Oliver Glasner's the closest one you can think of because he's got the closest to trophies, but none of the managers that would be linked with the job if Maresca was to get sacked would have any of the experience that Maresca has. So, like, it's a downgrade either way. So I think that you're definitely going backwards if Maresca was to leave.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Steven, 60 seconds on that, and we move on to stadium disaster or saga.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with basically the same thing. It depends who you bring in. One thing I will say is most Glasner's experienced, the last couple years, he's primarily used the back 3. He used the 4 at the back when he was at Wolfsburg, I believe. But he's primarily used the back 3. And I'm not sure that's the way to go at Chelsea in terms of your base setup being a back 3. Obviously, the whole in possession, out of possession thing is different. Currently, out of possession, it's a back 4 for Chelsea. And then in possession, it's a back 3. That's different. Whereas he plays 3 natural centre-backs and then he has wing-backs. So it's different. So that's one thing I have against Glasner. But if he's adaptable enough, I'd take it. It doesn't hurt to try it. But for me, I think the best situation, it goes without saying, to keep Maresca. Because otherwise, you start from square one again. You bring a new manager in and it resets the clock again. Okay, maybe because of the players, we're better off, but is it worth risking? No, just fix your problems, like between board, ownership, whoever the issues are with the manager, just fix them so we can move on, please. That's all I ask. You can have issues and still work professionally, as Bowley and Clearlake seem to be showing, right? Just on that side note. They're showing up at games together sometimes now, whereas before they wouldn't be at the same game. And it's all about being professional. It's a business, right? If you've got issues, you can work around them, right? Maybe you get Thiago Silva in as a centre-back option on a free. That papers over that till the summer, and then we go again.
Thank you very much. Stephen G, that's the voice of Stephen G. And if you're wondering what we're discussing the latest news that came up today and even probably late yesterday regarding David Ornstein, who works for the Athletic, reported that Manchester City have a list of managers to replace Pep Guardiola when he leaves Manchester City. So in that case, they have a manager who is also part of the list. But we all know that he's worked with Manchester City before. He'll be a perfect fix. And even if he goes there, I'm sure Enzo Maresca would have won Premier League within a phase of I would say the first season he gets there, because Manchester City have a lot of Premier League experience and even much quality players than Chelsea have. I don't know about the squad depth. I don't think the squad depth is that good, just like what Chelsea have. But I think he would do much better with City players, with Erling Haaland. What a terrific player he is. He will cause problem if he moved there. Should Chelsea lose Enzo Maresca? That's what we've been discussing today. But we'll discuss that. So we're gonna move on from that, and we will talk about the stadium saga right now. What lies for Chelsea? Where should Chelsea go? So stick with us. Zion, Stephen G, and Mr. Ryan, who is the top Liverpool fan, is with us in the studio today. We'll be right back in just a second. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here as usual. Really appreciate your time and effort wherever you are watching BCM Sports. Thank you. Wherever you are watching BCM Sports, as usual, this is what we do each and every day. We bring you the latest trending news, the gossip, and everything that you can talk about association football. And also, I'm always joined here by Stu, the respectable, and also football panelists that knows what they are also talking about. That's how we gather here to discuss and give you. We don't waffle, but then we go straight to the point. We don't dwell on negativity to grow our channel. That's not what we do. But we make sure we speak the truth, make sure we educate you, or make sure we inform you if you don't have that information on your table. But as it is, we're gonna start with the Chelsea stadium development and all that. The council just approved a massive housing plan for Earls Court, but the expert says the funding is hugely challenging. Do you think Chelsea should sit tight and wait for the housing plan to fill so they can swap in and also if they can get a percentage and go to Earls Court and build up a new stadium there? Or do you think that they should relax and focus on developing Chelsea Stamford Bridge 100%? What you guys thought on it? I'll start from I think I ended with Steven, so I'm going to start with Mr. Yusuf at this time, and I'll go to Ryan and go back to Steven. Yusuf, what do you make of this stadium development situation right now? Should Chelsea still take advantage over the situation? If probably I can give you a little bit on it. The news that is coming from Earls Court is it's been approved for them to build houses on that land, but the price tag or the price involved is very huge, and I don't think they can cover that amount of money. It's a lot of billions. But Todd Boehly, according to what I'm hearing, Todd Boehly and other people have joined together with Todd Boehly and Todd Boehly and his people, or Chelsea and his people, can get 30% of that to build, facilitate their project, which involve the stadium and other sporting aspects of it, involve basketball court and all that stuff. Should Chelsea focus on that or go back to Stamford Bridge and rebuild?
Now, this has been a topic of conversation for a while, the stadium plans. I'll be honest, I always said, like, for me personally, Stamford Bridge, I love the stadium. Like, it's easy for me to get to most of the time. Stephen knows about some stories. But, yeah, I just love the stadium. Like, that's our home. Like, it would be, like, this is coming from a lot of Chelsea fans saying, I don't want to move from Stamford Bridge. Like, it's what we know. Like, it's our stadium. But There is some Chelsea fans saying Chelsea deserve a bigger stadium. And people are saying if it comes down to it...
What do you think? Do you think Chelsea deserve a bigger stadium?
I think yes. I think yes. I think we should at least have... Well, like, what's the capacity of Stamford Bridge? Like 41,000 at the moment?
Yeah, about 41,000.
Okay.
45.
I think we should at least have 60,000. We should at least have that, because Arsenal have just above that,
and they
Tottenham
haven't won anything.
Obviously, have more than that,
and they haven't won anything.
I know.
Tottenham, Europe League, so yeah.
I know, but
that credit.
This is what all the other teams have been doing to try and get, obviously, a greater atmosphere in their stadiums. Some people would say, atmosphere at the Emirates isn't great. Atmosphere at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium isn't great. But the Stamford Bridge isn't known for having like a great atmosphere like at the moment, because of how Chelsea have been performing recently. Maybe now it's getting a bit better, but obviously from when this new ownership came in, like even before that, like from obviously Stephen, you've been going to the games. Like it's nice to have like going to the games for a lot longer than me. Like how different has the atmosphere been? Like in the last few years?
No, that's Stephen. We'll get back to Stephen. Just like asking Stephen.
Because this will help me answer the question, though. This will help me answer the question.
But that's got nothing. The atmosphere has got nothing to do with the stadium development. We have to look at the financial aspect.
But that's a reason why. That's a reason why fans are considering moving away from.
If you look at the atmosphere, a hybrid is even way bigger than what it is now at the Emirates. But then they left there for a reason. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, the hybrid fan, the atmosphere there was better than what it is at Emirates now. Maybe it's getting better. But we're looking at the financial reasons of why Todd Bowley. You know some of the reasons. Stephen, you can give him that. He wants to know the atmosphere to give us his point of view.
Yeah, the atmosphere hasn't been as good, but then naturally that comes when a team's been struggling. But I've got a plan for what Chelsea could do when you come back to me. I've got a theory.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the answer I expected, if I'm being honest. But
all right. Thank you very much. You still have something to say, right?
Yeah. With like the financial situation, it's better to move, definitely. It is better to move because you're realistically spending the same amount of money or even more to rebuild Stamford Bridge or to even like expand it a little bit. So I don't really see the point in, if you're going to spend more on staying at Stamford Bridge and expanding a little bit, then I really don't see the point if it's cheaper to just move.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Yusuf. Big up to you. Cole Palmer said the board makes a decision, back Enzo Maresca or he walks away. This ownership is a disgrace coming from Natalie. My man himself, Mr. Natalie, is in the studio. In the chat with us. So big up to you and big up to everyone joining us live and contributing also as well. Mr. Ryan, I know it's this to be a little bit difficult question for you because of your interest. You're not really as a fan, but yeah, give us your opinion on these situation. I'm not sure if you've seen the latest I'll say the article that really came out involving money wise and if it's possible for them to put up housing and all that stuff, please.
So you took the words out of my mouth. I'm not an expert on this topic, but I have been to Stamford Bridge several times to watch games. As Losif's mentioned, it's a small stadium, 41,000 capacity or whatever it is. It doesn't really level up in compared to the big English clubs and the Premier European teams who have 60, 70,000 capacity. Having followed this in the past, I remember that there are complexities if you want to rebuild Stamford Bridge because of the surrounding residential area and the council and everything. And then if you do redevelop Stamford Bridge, you need to find somewhere to play, right? I think we talked about this on a stream before, like Twickenham or something.
Twickenham, Wembley, main two options.
Yeah, but that would be like 5+ years, and that would be costly as well, and quite disruptive. So I definitely think you need to find a location like Earls Court and build a new stadium there. I think that would be the best decision. And then, yeah, as Losif said, bigger stadium, more match day revenue. So there's a clear economic argument to do it. I can obviously compare to Liverpool. We don't have any plans to expand our stadium or relocate Anfield. We have, I think, built up the main stands. We expanded it last year. But Anfield is 61,000 capacity. So it's not like a massive stadium. So, yeah, whatever Chelsea decide, I think they're at a crossroads. They need to make a decision quickly. Sounds like you guys are saying Earls Court is going to be very difficult because they're building that huge residential and retail development there. So, Chelsea need to make a decision quickly. And it doesn't help that the owners are disagreeing and arguing over it as well, Blueco.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ryan. That's Mr. Ryan's opinion on that. Like I said, the Earls Court, before Stephen jumped in, I'll jump in with just a little bit, 60 seconds of it. And if Todd Bowley, Bearded Egbali, gets Earls Court, land and be able to build, that will tell Chelsea fans either these owners are going to be at the football club for long or not. If they don't get it, I don't see them lasting more than 10 years at the football club, because they want to expand business. They want to make more money. So getting that Earls Court is what they needed to expand their business. If they don't get it, I'll tell you guys, next 5 years to come, or whichever how many more years they've been given, I promise you don't leave the club. Stephen G, over to you. What's your thoughts on these Earls Court, Chelsea's development stadium situation?
There's clearly an element to it where you can still get it if you're Chelsea Football Club. It's still feasible because there's concerns over how much There's concerns over how much and stuff that could be raised for the development and stuff like that. There's concerns over that. I've got two different solutions, right, that benefits everyone. So despite it being approved, we know there's funding issues, yeah?
Right.
Solution one, Chelsea go and buy the Earls Court Development Centre. So the Earls Court plot of land, the full 44 acres of it, right? Chelsea could build a 70,000 multi-sport stadium there, even have a retractable roof as well, yeah? Then what you do is you sell Stamford Bridge site to the Earls Court Development Company. So once the building of the new stadium's done, you say, okay, we're moving in there. You take Stamford Bridge site, you build there, right?
Right.
Alternatively, I think from what I was just researching and stuff like that, you could get still a 70,000 multi-sport stadium within about 27 acres. I think that includes like the safety egress as well. Then you could still sell Stamford Bridge site to them, yeah? But what you could also do is you could give them the other like 17 acres of land at Earls Court and let them build there as well. So that way, they still get their 4,000 homes, but it's across 2 sites. So you'd have 2,000 at the Stamford Bridge site, 2,000 at the Earls Court site. And you still have the stadium at Earls Court, if that makes sense. So there's 2 different solutions, but with the sale of Stamford Bridge going to the Earls Court Development Company in both situations, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
Because if you do a 70,000 seat stadium, you could have so much like more people coming in. It'd be the biggest stadium for a single club in London. Obviously, Wembley's not a club stadium. That's national team stadium. So that's obviously not included. But it allows you to bring stuff like NFL, maybe potentially baseball like they do at the London Stadium, the West Ham Stadium. Who knows what other sports you could get if you have a retractable roof. Heck, maybe you could even get basketball in there and make it like a smaller part. So it's like a 20,000 indoor arena type thing, right? So there's a lot of different solutions you could do, which also hold concerts there and all that as well. It could become like the main stadium if you could move to Earls Court for concerts and other sports coming to London. So we know one of the concerns with Chelsea is the finance aspect being so far behind everyone else. 70,000 seat stadium massively increases revenue. Being able to host so many other concerts and sports, including boxing and NFL, obviously even more revenue. So instantly you become probably the top earning club in terms of revenue, just by doing that alone. And also, you don't take away the housing aspect because they can build at Stamford Bridge alone or Stamford Bridge and the remaining acres of the Earls Court Development Centre, Earls Court land that doesn't get used by Chelsea. So it's a win-win for everyone. You get the housing, which is what they want to do, and you get the new Chelsea Stadium, which will be massive, not just for Chelsea, but don't forget that'll be massive for London and the area as well in terms of revenue for shops and stuff like that because you got more people coming in. So restaurants to get more money and everything like that. So it's a win-win for everyone if you do it sort of along the lines of what I'm doing. And also, there'll be more stations that people could get to easier. Obviously, we had the image that I used previously on the screen because obviously you got it as well. And it shows all the different stations, the 3 stations. So more people would be able to use the train network to get in as well. So you don't have as many cars, like parking and all that. So again, another benefit. Right? It's a lot easier. But who knows? It remains to be seen what happens. But I do hope Chelsea find a solution to get Earls Court because we're so restricted at Stamford Bridge, as we've touched on. I don't even know how many times we've had to speak about the stadium now over the last couple of years because it's constant area of conversation. There's always news coming out every few months. So we've spoken about it a lot, and we've spoken about the restrictions of staying at Stamford Bridge, even with the new part of land that we've got from the Stoll Foundation, is still very limited because you've got the railway tracks behind the East Stand and you've got the underground obviously runs under the stadium as well. So there's a lot of restrictions. You can't really dig down because you've got the underground. You can't really move too much because you've got the overground behind the East Stand as well. So you're very restricted. So we do really need to find a way of getting Earls Court. And I think if we were able to get Earls Court, then that would get approved by the Chelsea pitch owners. But I think if it was any further than Earls Court, like when Roman tried to get Battersea Power Station, that's further away, and the Chelsea pitch owners didn't go for that. But I think because Earls Court's 5-10 minutes down the road, they'd go for that. But yeah, I think we have to find a way to come to an agreement, especially given, just to round up on that, especially given the areas of concern from experts regarding the funding for the Earls Court development that's been approved by the councils. 2 councils had to approve it, by the way, because it goes across 2 different councils.
Thank you very much, Stephen. So that's Stephen giving us his thoughts on it. Guys, this is the diagram. This is not a diagram, a picture, an image of where Stamford Bridge is. If you guys see my mouse right now on the screen, this is where Stamford Bridge is located. I'm sure there's some building here, and this is a railway. So the railway is not far off where Stamford Bridge is. I'm not so sure because sometimes images can be very deceptive. So I'm not show also the distance from the Earls Court, and this is the Earls Court. This is the land that we've been talking about all the time, and it's not far from Chelsea and Stamford Bridge. It's not far off from Stamford. You get
just quickly to give context.
Do what, Steven?
The Earls Court site that the Earls Court Development Centre has is 10-15 minute walk, maybe. It's literally directly opposite the Earls Court train station, one of the exits for the Earls Court train station. So it's literally a 10-15 minute walk from Stamford Bridge.
So 10-15 minutes walk from Stamford Bridge to this Earls Court, where the mark is, right? So literally, it's about 3 minutes drive. 3 minutes drive if you have to drive. Maybe or even less than that. 3 minutes drive.
No more than 4 or 5, depending traffic on match days, obviously.
Right.
But without traffic,
no
2 minutes.
I'm just estimating it without traffic. 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, it'd be like 3 minutes maybe without traffic.
50 minutes is quite good to walk around from Stamford Bridge to there and then burn some calories, and then that's also good for you. But anyway, a few questions are coming in now. Look, Todd Bowley keep talking about multi-purpose venue many times. You've said this many times. Bringing the NBA to Europe, but let's be real, Steven. Let's be real. Stephen Ryan and also Joseph. We gotta be real with this. Do you want a massive American style entertainment complex if it means leaving the historical site of Stamford Bridge, or is it a soul of the club more important than the revenue that Chelsea would generate from the football club? Which one will you go for? Your heart is the soul of the club here, and then we're looking at the revenue and improving, I'll say income that comes to revenue that comes to the club. Which one would you go for? Give me seconds on that, and we'll go to Mr. Yusuf.
Who are you going to first?
Yusuf, give me that. Would you stay at Stamford Bridge because of historical background of what we've achieved at Stamford Bridge, the soul and everything, or would you think about the revenue before? That would be the reason why you move from there.
I always was stay at Stamford Bridge. That was always my opinion. But looking at the situation, I understand why people want to move. And then what you'd also get, like I said earlier, you might get I don't want to say better atmosphere, but you get what I mean. You might even get
you get more fans in the stadium.
Yeah, you get more fans in. There will be more opportunities for younger fans to get tickets as well. I mean, actually, this was actually a question I wanted to ask before when Stephen was talking about
Don't be scared.
The development. Let's say we do move and get the Earls Court development site and we build there, and let's say we have 70 to near 80,000. Would ticket prices also go up?
No,
I don't. I think naturally over time they'll go up at least a little bit because obviously inflation, right? That's going to happen. But it wouldn't be a desperate need for them to go up as much as they currently do, because now we need, with the way the rules work now, with the financial rules and all that, we have in the stadium about 41,000 have to make up that gap as much as possible. So ticket prices have gone up, right? I think, if anything, there's a potential that the prices stay the same or maybe slightly lower because you increase the capacity by 29,000, give or take.
1,000, yeah.
So 29,000, say your average adult ticket remains 50 quid per game. I think when I worked it out on my season ticket, if you break it up across 19 games, I think it works out at about 52, 53 pound a game for an adult one. So say you keep that, right?
Now, obviously, it depends where you sit.
Quickly do the maths on that to show you the difference, yeah? So say it's 52, right? And you times it by 29,000. That's 1.5 million extra straight there.
It depends on the age and of the person and where you sit as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
Look,
on average, if you look at it from the maximal you could possibly get it, and say it was 29,000 adults, for example, that's another 1.5 million straight in the bank.
You see, let's put it this way: you have a restaurant and you sell, let's say you make five grand every day, or every weekend you're making $5,000. Okay, so if you add more food to what you already sell, you keep the price at you keep the same price. You keep the same price, but then you're selling more. It means that you're gonna end up.
You've got more tables and stuff. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you get more tables. Yeah, you're selling food. You got about maybe 10 tables, but you make $5,000. Then you increase the table. You don't have to increase the price of the food to make more. You're already going to make more because it's already increased the table. The similar thing to what is going on at Chelsea right now. If they're selling a ticket for 50 grand, 50, I don't know how you say it. Is it 50 pounds? 50 pounds ticket?
Yeah.
50 pounds a ticket.
I'd hope they're not selling tickets for 50 grand.
From what I know the prices are going up. People are
That's
asking.
hospitality ones.
Chelsea price went up because they didn't have enough people at the stadium. You get what I'm saying? So if you keep the price at that and you increase the number of seats, it means that you're going to make more, and that can even trigger the price. It's the price of ticket to come down because they got more people at the stadium than what they used to.
I would also like to say, Stephen, you could probably vouch me on this. There is still empty seats at Stamford Bridge. There is empty seats.
Probably for those.
There will always be some empty seats because, say, someone's ill and they couldn't sell it or give it to someone, for example.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen. It's not like the way you made it sound was like, when we had like Potter, and it was really bad when we had Potter, from what I remember, because people just didn't want to go because we were so poor, right?
Yeah,
but
it's not like that.
But you see, what you have to remember is Chelsea have already made their money. So whether the seat is occupied or not, they've already made their money. Yeah, they've already sold the tickets already. So those that won't make it, they will give it to somebody else and like, I don't feel like going. Go watch Graham Potter. But that's something bad of support our fan base. No matter how bad things are, you still need to go and support the player. You're not supporting the manager. You're not supporting the player. And that's why I hate player support than the team support.
You mean like those accounts that are fans of Kai Havertz, for example?
Yeah, Kai Havertz, FC and Copama FC and that kind of thing. They're human. They just
there's one of Malo Gusto that keeps on popping up on my Insta.
But anyway,
sorry, go on.
Mr. Ryan, do you want to jump, have a say on this real quick before we move on? I know you're expert on the stadium thing, and talk volley developing is a bit limited, so I don't want to bombard you with too much questions.
No worries. Yeah, I agreed with everything Stephen said before. One thing to add is sponsors. Yeah, corporations, they like to partner with sports clubs that have big stadiums. That's just a fact, because it increases their reach of their brand and the awareness. Yeah, so that's another kind of factor to consider, maybe a tick in the box of why you should expand the stadium or relocate, because you can attract bigger and better sponsors, which is more lucrative for you. From an economic point of view, we all know football clubs have three main revenue sources: broadcasting, TV revenues, commercial, and the match day revenues. Obviously, you increase the stadium capacity and you sell more tickets, more people are coming in the stadium. That raises more revenues, regardless of whether you increase the ticket prices or not. Those people are in the stadium, they're spending money on merchandise, your merchandise revenue goes up. So clearly, as long as the increased revenues and the profits, that's being reinvested in the club with transfers and everything, then definitely, yeah, there's clearly an argument to increase the stadium capacity. But I would say that out of all those revenue streams, the growth of broadcasting revenue and commercial sponsorship revenue, that grows faster than match day revenue. So it's not like the most important one. But as Yusuf and Stephen were saying, it's definitely, it's you look at Chelsea's rivals, it's all going in that direction. It's all multi-purpose stadiums, hosting NFL games and music concerts. And, you build a big stadium like that with big capacity, you're creating more revenue streams, not just football. And as long as, that increases profits, and then it can be redistributed into transfer spending, and then I think, yeah, there's definitely strong arguments for it.
Thank you very much on that, guys. So if you're watching this live, it's me. My name is Nizan with Stephen G, and we have top Liverpool fan, Mr. Ryan, here with me, and with Mr. Yusuf. A lot of misters here today, and myself, Mr. Nee, and then Mr. Stephen. So yeah, a lot of misters in the studio giving us our thoughts on yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just quickly, just like about 30-60 seconds, right? So I've already said, right, if we could get that, you could get 70,000 seat stadium, whatever, right? Yeah. Do you know what another benefit that is? If you have, like Tottenham have a retractable NFL pitch, yeah, and you've got, say, a retractable roof, so weather isn't really that big of a factor if it's really bad. Like if it's snowing, just chuck that over, stuff like that, right? The other thing is, you could host boxing, like I said, as well, and all of a sudden, 70,000 seat stadium, you become the sports hub of London because you've got so much. Because you've got so much in terms of transport to get there, trains, all that, and you've got the seats as well. You do become the main spot. You could take some of that from Tottenham. You could take some of that from Wembley, and it comes to you instead. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's definitely got to be a factor in it as well. I think is, like I said, if you even look at it as, say, the cheapest ticket's £25, right? You half what my previous calculation was, so you get the maximum, which was 1.5 million. The minimum, if like lowest ticket was £25, you're still getting what, 750 grand, roughly, per game, and that's not even factoring the merchandise and like the food and drink and stuff like that on top of all that as well. Like the amount that you get in general goes up. Obviously, like Ryan said, TV revenue's only ever going to go up as well. And also, Chelsea don't forget, Chelsea are a massive club. Chelsea deserve to have a massive stadium. And look, we can make the argument, oh, Chelsea's bigger, Arsenal's bigger, all this year. Facts are, Chelsea are 2-time Champions League winners and world champions, yeah? Chelsea deserve to have arguably the biggest stadium in London. So we got to move, as much as Stamford Bridge is home, so to speak.
Thank you very much. We're going to move on from the Earls Court and Chelsea stadium development situation. We'll move on to we talk a bit about Alejandro Garnacho, Nacho Man, Stephen G. Alejandro Garnacho's with his brace against Cardiff. He is looking electric. Electric player. He's looking very terrific right now. At this point, I see secure that left side. I know he's been playing almost. He's now the first choice for that left side. I'll say the left wing, and first name on the sheet all the time. Is he officially overtaking all the other wingers in that position? How impressive are you with Alejandro Garnacho. Mr. Ryan, let me start for Mr. Ryan. How impressive are you with Alejandro Garnacho's career so far at Chelsea?
Yeah, it's early days, but I can see why Chelsea bought him. He's an explosive, quite fast winger, skillful, still a little bit raw. He did well the other night, right? He scored 2 goals.
Who against Everton, but then redeeming himself against Cardiff.
Yeah.
Came for the bench,
So
or 2 goals.
I'm impressed with him. I think he's someone who will, as he gets more game time and he settles into Chelsea, he will thrive. And I'm not a Chelsea expert here. I don't know the squad that well, but I just like the idea of Garnacho and Pedro Neto as your 2 wingers. I like when you have that those players on both wings. It's pace and skill, and it's very dangerous. Combination of wingers on both sides. So yeah.
Mr. Yusuf, what do you make of Alejandro Garnacho so far? Are you impressed with his performance? And are you happy with that signing?
I'm actually pretty impressed by Garnacho. I think he's started much better than I thought he would. I've expected him to score at least in some games, because obviously I've gone to a few of them and I've watched him, and he has missed some chances where I expect him to score, but he has been impressing me in some games. Like, for example, I didn't expect him to be as much of an impact as he has been as when he came in, but I think that he would have to be the number 1 left winger at the moment, because Gittins hasn't really impressed me either. So I think that Garnacho starts over Gittins 100%.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's Alejandro Garnacho, the Chelsea sensational winger, and how direct he is. He's really a problem. We compare these 2 players, which is him and then Jamie Gittins. I want to hear Steven's thoughts on him and how he feel about Alejandro Garnacho. Actually, if you guys don't know, I'm the biggest Alejandro Garnacho fan. I'll tell you, maybe I could be an agent, or I could be one that can influence the transfer market for Alejandro Garnacho. Yes, he is a top talented player, and no doubt I saw it and I have backed in. I'm going to continue backing him. He's got a lot to offer. And I always tell you guys something about: do not judge, don't judge players based on what has happened at Manchester United. The culture at United is very, very bad. We recently saw, we knew of the history with Alejandro Garnacho's brother with Manchester United. Now we've seen Kobbie Mainoo's brother wearing a shirt that says "Free Kobbie Mainoo," protesting at Manchester United. The culture there is very, very bad. So do not always tag players as bad players because of their career at Manchester United. That's one of the things that boosts me to say, look, this boy will be a success at Chelsea. And let's see, Steven, what's your thoughts on Alejandro Garnacho real quick? Then we can move on to the final one, which would be the Carabao Cup draw. So, what's your thoughts on Nacho Cheese?
Yeah, so far so good. I think you saying, has he sort of took that left wing spot as his own? It kind of depends, because if you're doing it as just between him and Gittins, then I think yes. But if you're throwing Neto in there, then I think there's more of a debate. I think it's between those 2 for the left. Obviously, it depends if Esteval's starting. If Esteval's starting, then it's Garnacho or Neto. Both of them had really good starts to the season. But if Esteval's not starting, you've got to go Neto on the right and Garnacho on the left with Palmer as a 10. Honestly, like I say, if Esteval's not starting, your strongest 3 behind the strikers got to be Neto, Garnacho, and Cole Palmer. because Gittins hasn't been up to standard so far. Thankfully, Garnacho came in and he stepped up, and so far he's proven us wrong. Which, look, that's always what you want. If you doubt a player, you want them to prove you wrong, and so far he is. But who knows? Because forbid he got an injury, it could all go downhill. We know that Morata started very well at Chelsea. He got injured, and then it all started going downhill. So let's hope that doesn't happen with Garnacho. But like I said, so far, so good. Been impressed. I think he started slowly first few games naturally, as we spoke about. He hadn't really been training much, so that was always going to happen. So now he's really warmed up. He's used to the team, stuff like that. One sec.
If you guys, if you need a scout, make sure you can just DM me or send me a message, and then I'll do the job for you. Tell you who a good player is. To be honest, I will fill you. All right. Yes, okay, Stephen. I'm glad that you have said it. That indeed, my boy Nacho Cheese, have really proved you wrong, and I've said it from day one. He'll be the best fit in terms of what we are bringing in, and imagine we did not bring this guy in, and we brought in Xavi Simons and Jamie Gittins. Where will our season gonna be?
What about Florian Wirtz? Did I tell you what I because we're talking about the Carabao Cup and Cardiff and all that? Did I tell you what I said to Liverpool fans the other day?
Something when you have something to say.
I said the other day.
You've mentioned Wirtz. We'll talk about Liverpool right now. Looks like
that's literally what I'm getting into.
I'm listening, Nia. I'm waiting to see what's going to come out of Stephen's mouth here.
Ryan, I had to say, I messaged a couple of my mates who are Liverpool fans who, for some reason, had been chatting a load of rubbish to me, yeah? And I went, look, lads, Turnbull from Cardiff has scored more goals against Premier League opposition this season than Florian Wirtz. Just quiet down on Wirtz. I had to. I had to do it.
Yeah. Just is he still like 0015 or whatever it is now?
I stopped counting, honestly. 0000 or something.
The one he did score got credited as an own goal, didn't it?
Yeah. It was an own goal.
He did in the Champions League, Mr. Frank.
Yeah, he got an assist in the Champions
League. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think he got the Champions League.
Yeah, but it was against Frankfurt or someone, which is a team that he's used to playing, which probably helped as well. Yeah, I think it was Frankfurt. Was it Frankfurt? It was
he's only looked good when he's playing in Germany.
But in the Prem.
No, that was my point. That's why I said Turnbull has scored more goals against Prem opposition than Wirtz this season. It had to be said.
So embarrassing, honestly. It's shocking. 125 million or whatever. Bloody hell.
You know, part of me sympathizes with some Liverpool fans because they don't chat a load of rubbish. Like Ryan's chill, like, and all that, yeah. But there's some that they're like Tottenham and Arsenal fans. They chat so much and it's like, lads, just calm down for a minute. And it's Liverpool fans like Ryan I feel sorry for and I have sympathy for because we had Romelu Lukaku, for goodness sake. Like,
oh my God, don't mention that man. Oh my days.
But this is what I mean. Like, for Liverpool fans like Ryan, I've got sympathy with the Wirtz thing because we got Lukaku back for like 97 million or something stupid. And he just did nothing other than an interview.
Don't mention that, man.
Actually, I think he scored against Arsenal. But other than scoring against Arsenal and doing that interview, he done nothing, right? So I have sympathy for Ryan. But Liverpool fans who like to just chat a lot, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to wind you up now.
This is not the season to have chats and be bantering other clubs, right?
It's Ryan been there, done that for a few seasons recently.
From Ryan.
Yeah,
we're having a bad connection from Mr. Ryan a little bit, and then but it's all right. We're approaching time to wrap it up anyway. But Mr. Ryan, let's hear a little bit from you on how things are going right now with Liverpool. Arnold Slot is getting things are getting better. Some few clean sheets here, and then picking up some results. How happy are you?
Still not happy, to be honest, Nee. Can I talk about the Carabao Cup? I don't want to talk about Liverpool. Sorry, man.
And our respect your feelings, and I'll move on from there. Mr. Ryan doesn't want to have anything to do with today's signing, and Arnold Slot is not in that good mood. I will understand you, Mr. Ryan. All right,
I can talk about the Carabao Cup. I'm happy to talk about it.
Ryan, Liverpool are in that. Sorry. I had to. Brian, I've not been able to banter you for years. You got to let me have that one.
I know, that's why I limit my my appearances here, protecting myself.
No, it's all right. I just thought I've not seen you in a while. I got to get my fair shot.
Fair enough.
All right, here we go right now. We Chelsea. If I say we, I mean Chelsea. Chelsea are deep in the tournament and the Carabao Cup tournament now. With the league being competitive, is the Carabao Cup now a must-win for Enzo Maresca to secure his job and silence the City rumors? Does he need a trophy this season? What do you make of it? Anyone can just jump in. And
I'm looking for the
on
graphic of the fixtures. I'm going to put it on screen for you.
Yeah, that's what I was reading as well. It's like 9 fixtures Chelsea have in January.
Oh, I was on about the Carabao Cup specifically.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Chelsea have got a lot of fixtures in January, including the Carabao Cup. You've got FA Cup, Champions League, Prem.
January's going to be a busy month then.
All right, guys, if you're watching this live on BSM Sports and X also at the same time, and Blue Clouds Media on the X, we are looking at the Carabao Cup fixtures and who we meet. Either we meet Arsenal or Crystal Palace. But yeah, what do you guys make of the Carabao Cup draw? Is he a chance for Enzo Maresca to win a trophy? From what I know and what I have read, now we share this with you guys. Enzo Maresca will be assessed at the end of the season in the summer, and I'll say the target for Enzo Maresca to win at least a trophy, domestic trophy, and make top 4. That is the target set for Enzo Maresca. And I did in my video, I said I'm not accepting what Chelsea is now, but that is the what we are at this moment, and that's football has changed. And it's making us. It's pushing Chelsea into that direction. Young team, young players to develop, to become better, and this project need a little bit of time. If you understand football, you understand what you're doing, you can tell this project it's not the best, and I don't want it, but that is what we are in. You get what I'm saying? I'll give you another example. Your dad is always drinking. You cannot disown your dad because he's an alcoholic. If that's still your dad, you have to help your dad to become better. We are supporting the team to get better. You get what I'm saying? I don't like that analogy, but it's a similar thing. You can't disown your dad because he's drinking. And I can't disown my club because they're bringing in kids. I just have to support and make sure that the owners will change and start bringing in experience. That's what I'm. So let me know what you guys make of it. I know you don't like it, but Steven, is there a chance for us? Can we win it? Can we win it? Eliminating either Arsenal or will Arsenal Crystal Palace stop us from moving forward? I'm not scared of Crystal Palace, but Arsenal could be.
No,
Arsenal either. I'm not scared of.
I'm not worried about Arsenal either. Do you know what's funny to me?
I'm not worried about them.
I saw an Arsenal fan on social media earlier. They went, "Oh, we got dog walk Arsenal, mate. Palace aren't easy. Yeah, worry about Crystal Palace. Don't focus on Chelsea. Yeah, worry about Palace because just know, yeah, every Arsenal fan that's saying, "Oh, we got dog walk Chelsea," all that, yeah, we're in semi-finals. You're not yet. Yeah, focus on your quarterfinal because if you go out, I'm going back to anyone that's messaged me saying, "Oh, we're gonna beat you in the semi-final," all that, yeah. And I am going to put smoke on you, yeah? You're going to get smoked. Just know, yeah? Because you can't be talking like that when you've not even officially qualified yet, yeah? Also, I do want to quickly put this out as well, yeah?
Arsenal playing Palace.
Yeah.
Palace.
I do want to quickly put this out there as well, yeah?
Yes.
Enzo Maresca is a manager who, whilst at Chelsea, has got 2 free semi-finals. He then went on to win all 3. So he went on to win the 2 he has had. This will be his 3rd. He then went on to win the finals of both the finals he got to and won 2 trophies. Can Enzo Maresca go 3 for 3 in semi-finals and then follow it up with 3 for 3 in the final? Could he keep his 100% record?
Let's hope. Let's hope he can break that Wembley curse that I hope we've got rid of. Yeah.
Oh, is it done?
To be fair,
Mr. Ryan, what's your take on Mr. Ryan?
Was that me?
No, I agree with Stephen.
We haven't had that luck.
Arsenal couldn't beat Chelsea when Chelsea had 10 men
Go ahead,
recently,
Ryan.
right?
Correct. We had Reece James bossing Declan Rice in their whole midfield. We went from Timber versus Reece debates to Reece versus Rice debates.
Right. And, on the balance of play, I remember watching that game. Like, Chelsea could have and probably should have won it, despite they had the one less man for majority of the match. So I don't think Chelsea have anything to fear with Arsenal. Mikel Arteta, if you discount the Community Shields, when was his last major silverware? FA Cup, right?
FA Cup where they robbed us.
Yeah. So, I mean, I told you guys off stream that I fancy Chelsea to win this
It's very bad
this Carabao Cup.
today.
You what? You fancy Chelsea to win the Carabao Cup?
Guys, I
I
apologize
fancy
for
Chelsea. Yeah, I think Chelsea are the favourites.
Well, they said we are very inconsistent. So I don't know. Is it because it's a cup? We're built like a cup team. Is that why you put us to be favorite?
I'm taking into account everything: your squad depth, the fixtures you have in January compared to Man City and Arsenal. I think you've got a good chance.
Do you know the other thing I'll add to that, Nee? You're saying about
go for City.
Yeah, you were saying just then, right, about the consistency/inconsistency, yeah? I was literally speaking to someone earlier and I said to him, the thing is, right, what you got to look at is we're a young team, so we don't have the consistency over 38 games yet. Maybe that comes next season, maybe season after, but that's why this season I've maintained we're not in a title race and all that. But that's why, at the same breath as that, I always say, don't discount Chelsea from, say, a Champions League, because you don't need to be consistent over 38 games to win a cup, right? In the league phase, it's a one-off game, right? We lost to Bayern. Okay, that is what it is. But since then, look what we've done. Smashed Barcelona. Probably would have smashed them even with 11 men on the pitch, as we were doing beforehand anyway. But on our day, I back us against anyone. If we are able to keep people like Fofana, Reece James, Lavia fit, I'm backing Chelsea in every game. Especially if they can start all playing 2-3 times a week.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ryan and Mr. Steven. I think that is how we about to wrap up. Very, very interesting, entertaining stream as usual. We always inform you. We give you the information that you guys need to get your day going. We get information also from credited journalists out there every day. We are always updated on what we say or what we bring on this platform. Thanks to everyone out there who really got involved into what do you call it? My video that I put out, Alejandro Garnacho Save Chelsea. Those that watch all the reactional videos from me. The video has hit 1,582. That's one of the longest. That's one of the highest views on my videos that I've posted so far. Thank you all. Thanks for everyone that also like it. If you haven't seen it, just check it out. Give me your thoughts on what I said in that video regarding the game. But yeah, very impressive. Thank you all. And to believe on, we're very close to 5K. We are very, very close to 5K. We are very, very close to having subscribed. Please, what are you waiting for? Nizal, Stephen G, we are asking you guys to join the line and subscribe. We got 4,698. A lot of views from that videos, almost about 150 from that video. And thank you all. Really appreciate it. We're that close to 5K. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we get to the even number. Is it even number? Odd number. That's an odd number. Yeah, we get to that odd number of 5K. So thank you all for coming in. Yusuf, Stephen G. Yusuf, let me give you some time. Let me give you 60 seconds to plug yourself, where they can find Yusuf, and what is going on your channel. If you have any upcoming events, put it up here. We still got 8 of you watching across the 2 YouTube sections and a few from X. So yeah, people can hear you, Yusuf.
Yeah, well, my channel name, Yostis Chelsea Blues, right there. Check it out. I'm on road to 700 subs. I'm doing many previews for games coming up for obviously Chelsea, and I'm doing fan cams for when I do go to Chelsea games. I do fan cams outside the stadium, and when I don't go, I just do it from home. So yeah, I mean, that is what is basically coming up on my channel. And obviously for shorts and stuff, I just do reactions of like all the results of all the big results that involve Chelsea, Champions League, Premier League, everything like that. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to my channel and show the support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, Yusuf. Let's go to the co-pilot himself. Stephen G, what's on your mind? What you got going on?
I just want to say big up to everyone that joined today. There was 1 or 2 new names that we haven't seen before, so especially big up to them for coming across the stream. Hopefully they're one of the ones that subscribed and turned the bell notification on. But yeah, big up to everyone as always. But obviously I wanted to just give like a special one out to the new names that we saw today. Unfortunately, there's been quite a few comments. I can't remember the exact names, but you guys know who you are. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to say it one more time. Like, subscribe, turn the bell notification on. I believe the plan is to be back tomorrow unless something changes. But yeah, outside of that, I've not got anything else to add, to be honest with you.
Thank you very much. That is the voice of Mr. Steven. My name is Nizana, as usual, the host for the show, and assistant by Stephen G. And our wonderful guest is Yusuf Blue, who is from Yusuf Blue YouTube channel. Also top. He is a top Chelsea supporter and always does his reactional video. So yeah, he needs your support to get to 1K. And how can we do it? It's all of us showing our support to these small YouTube accounts. For them to get bigger, someone need to push them. Someone need their support. So we'll support them. I'm subscribed. Have you subscribed? If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Yusuf Blue YouTube channel. Thank you all. And Nizam always say, Lil Desperados, guys.
Hang on to hope.
Hang on to hope. Hang on to hope. And I'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Adios.
You are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. You are a winner, feel no pain. You are a winner, feel no pain. Yeah, I woke up feeling like a champion. Every move I make, I got the stamina. Eyes on the prize, never lose sight. Grinding every day, pushing through the night. Got the fire in my soul, never back down. In the ring of life, I'm the one with the crown. Sweat and tears, yeah, I paid the cost. Every battle fought, I'm never lost. Hit the ball, feel no winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. Every challenge met, every goal in sight. In the gym, on the grind, it's a warrior's fight. From the bottom to the top, yeah, I've been there. With the heart of a lion, I face the dare. No fear, no limits, just pure drive. In the race of life, I'm alive. With every push, with every strain, I'm a winner, feel the gain. Hit the floor, feel the power. In this moment, it's our hour.